Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So here I am with another new topic which is from class 11, that is body fluids and circulation. So let's start. So dear students, you have already studied in your previous classes about blood. So today we are going to discuss blood only. So from this topic, which is body fluids and circulation, we are going to discuss about blood. So you all know that blood is red in color and it helps in the transport of gases. Transport of gases. Which gases? Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Fine. Also, it plays some osmotic role in our body. Fine. Blood also transport nutrients and products of metabolism in the body, right? So let's see. As you have learned that all living cells have to be provided with nutrients, oxygen and other essential substances. Dear students, you all know that all the living cells, they need nutrients, oxygen, etc. to carry the different metabolic activities. Also, the waste or harmful substances produced in the body, they have to be removed, right, for the proper functioning of the body, right? Now, uh, it is therefore essential to have efficient mechanism for the movement of these substances to the cells and from the cells. So different groups of animals, if we talk about the different types of animals, so as you know that animals are of different types, some are very simpler and some are complex. So if I talk about the simplest organisms like sponges and ciliates, which circulate water from their surroundings through their body cavities to facilitate the cells to exchange these substances. For which substances we are talking here? Nutrients, oxygen, etc. If we talk about the complex organisms like we human beings, we are the most complex organism. So in complex organism, what is the meaning of complex organisms? So dear students, complex organisms are those organisms which have specialized organs, tissues, etc. to carry their activities. So there are specialized cells for all the functioning of the body, right? So in most complex organisms, they use special fluids within their bodies to transport such materials. So what is that fluid? That is your blood, right? So blood is the most common fluid in higher organisms. Another fluid is lymph. Lymph also help in the transport of certain substances. So today in this chapter we are going to discuss only the 18.1 part, that is about the blood only. So let's proceed ahead. Now blood. Blood is a special connective tissue and it consists of, mainly it consists of, there are some fluid matrix also, but basically it has plasma and formed elements. Formed elements. Remember, this is important. Now let's discuss what is plasma. So plasma is straw colored, light pale color, viscous fluid, and plasma is 55%. Important to remember. Then formed elements 45%. So we can say that in blood, plasma constitutes 55% of the blood and formed elements are 45%. So in plasma it has water and proteins. Plasma has water and proteins. So 92% of plasma is water, and remaining, which is your 6 to 8% proteins, right? Now further it is given here fibrinogens, globulins, albumin are the major proteins which are present in your plasma, and then function of these proteins is extremely important. For example, fibrinogens, they help in clotting of blood, globulins help in defense mechanism, albumins osmotic balance. Also, next point, plasma contains some minerals like sodium, calcium, magnesium, etc. Also, it contains glucose, amino acid and lipids, right? Now, very important, some coagulating or clotting factors are also present in your plasma, and plasma without clotting factor is called serum. So this can be asked in 1 mark question. Now what is serum? So you have to write the simple answer. Plasma without clotting factor is called serum. Next is formed elements. So formed elements, it is further there are 3 types. Number 1 is RBCs, which are your erythrocytes, then WBCs, which are your leukocyte white blood cell, and third one is your platelets. Platelets, right? So we will study about erythrocytes, leukocytes, and then next is your platelets. Fine. Here in your book, the diagram of different formed elements in different cells is given here. You can see RBCs, platelets, eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils, monocyte, lymphocyte T and P lymphocyte. So in detail, I'll tell you what are these components. So see here. Okay, now here I have already drawn a flow chart. So blood is basically, it has 2 parts, plasma and formed elements. Plasma, 55% of blood is plasma and 45% of blood is formed element. Now plasma, it contains water and proteins. Now let's discuss the very important point, which proteins are present in plasma. Number 1, fibrinogens, then globulins, then albumin. Now what is the function of fibrinogens? This is very important and do remember these points. Fibrinogens, they help in the clotting, right? Then globulin, they having defense mechanism. Then albumin, they maintain the osmotic balance. They maintain the osmotic balance. So do remember these 3 proteins which are present in the plasma and their function. So this is important. Functions of these important. Function of these proteins important. Next, already I told you that some minerals are also present in plasma. This is also important point to remember. Then next point, I told you that plasma without clotting factor is your serum. So this is all about plasma, right? So let's come to the next part, which is formed elements. So formed elements, there are 3 types. These are of 3 types: erythrocytes, leukocytes and platelets. So erythrocytes are known as RBCs, leukocytes are your WBCs, which are white blood cells, and platelets. So one by one we will discuss all these 3 types. So number 1 is your erythrocytes. Erythrocytes, commonly known as RBCs, red blood cells. Extremely important points I'll tell you. So do remember all these points and These points are asked in your exams every time, right? So RBCs are the most abundant of all the cells in blood. Do remember, a healthy adult man has around 5 million of RBCs in the blood. 5 million of RBCs, right? Now, next point is they are formed in red bone marrow. Red bone marrow. Next is they are devoid of nucleus. Devoid of nucleus, that means no nucleus is present. Then again, very important point is shape is biconcave. Biconcave in shape. Biconcave shape. Then next important point is they are red in color because they have iron containing compound substance which is hemoglobin. So hemoglobin gives the red color to RBCs. And a healthy human having 12 to 16 grams of HP in their body. Now they help in the transport of gases. They help in the transport of gases. Fine. And one more thing is RBCs are destroyed. They are destroyed in spleen. You know spleen? Spleen is a body part, and that is why the spleen is known as graveyard of RBCs. So do remember all these points which I have written here are very important. So you can make your own notes from this slide also. Fine. Now next is your WBC, which are your white blood cells. So this is also important. So you can see here leukocytes, or what is the another name is WBC. So leukocytes are of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes, again, it has three types, which are number one, neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Now the function of these three is also important. Functions of these granulocytes is important, right? So you can make your notes from here, and you can see here granulocytes which are of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. So neutrophils and monocytes, they are phagocytic in nature. Now what is the meaning of phagocytic? That means they destroy foreign organisms. They destroy foreign organisms and from our body from the infections, right? So they destroy foreign organisms. So this is important. Do remember this. Then your eosinophils, they resist infections, they prevent from infection. Then basophils. Now basophils, histamine, serotonin and heparin, these three are secreted from your basophils, and these are involved in the inflammatory reactions. Inflammatory reactions. So this is important. And then your eosinophil, which resist our body from the infections, it is important because it is associated with your allergic reactions. Allergic reactions. So do remember all these points. And let's come to this lymphocytes, which is a granulocyte. Lymphocytes are of two types, T lymphocyte and B lymphocytes, right? So these are also very important. I write here lymphocytes, two types, T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes, right? So what is the function of lymphocytes? Lymphocytes are responsible for the immune response of body. They are responsible for the immune response of the body. Immune response of body. So this is important. Now let's discuss the next one. Next component is platelets. So platelets, they are formed in megakaryocytes. Megakaryocytes, which are, what are megakaryocytes? These are the special cells in bone marrow, right? Now 1.5 lakhs to 3.5 lakhs of platelets are present in the blood. Very important point is platelets help in the clotting of blood. So platelets are also known as thrombocytes. So you can see the shapes of different types of blood cells here. RBCs, you know what is the shape is, biconcave, right? Then platelets, you can see here. Then monocytes, lymphocytes, eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils. Here in the eosinophil, there are two lobes, fine, and in your basophil the nucleus is somewhat S shaped. And then come to the neutrophil, it having 3 to 5 lobes. And monocytes, it looks somewhat like kidney shape, right? And here you can see your T and B lymphocytes. So these are responsible for the immune response of body and protect our body from the infections. So I have discussed almost all the points which are important. So I hope you understand this topic. So before proceeding towards the next topic, which is lymph fluid and circulatory system, double circulation, before proceeding further, we need to understand the basic, which is components of blood. So I hope you guys like my video. So dear students, please let me know if there is any doubt. You can write in the comment section given below. And if you like my video, please share, do subscribe and like my channel. So this is all about this topic. So see you soon in the next video. So thank you. Bye bye.